Welcome to the first ever Neal podcast. I am Neal Kaufman, and with me is
Neal Yui.
All right, you ready to get into this?
Let's do this.
Let's do it. So what's going on, man?
I kind of want to shit in my cat's litter box.
Okay, you want to take a shit in your cat's litter box?
Yes, because he's been a dick lately. So
must have been a pretty big dick if you want to take a human shit in his litter box.
I just want to see how he would react because we clean out his box all the time.
Oh, I can imagine how he would react.
He just went the other day. He just decided I come walking to the bathroom and he looks at me like I disturbed him as he's pissing on the floor in front of his box.
Pissing on the floor,
and I'm just like, oh,
in front of his box. So he wasn't in the box. He was pissing in front of the box.
Not directly in front of it, but it was in the vicinity of him, and he just goes, oh fuck. Well, since you're here. So
was he midstream when you caught him, or did he start when he saw you?
Midstream, and he's just like, and he's like, well, I guess it's time for me to leave, and just moseyed his stank ass on out of there.
Well, do you think it's because that you've been hanging out too much with me lately, and he knows that I'm a white man, and that Billy is a racist cat who doesn't like white people? I
think he's come around since the last time you saw him.
Okay.
So he's evolved in his thinking. So he's coming. We've had a few other white people over. He's been pretty chill. Okay. I think he got old and he grew out of it.
Okay.
Some people when they're younger, they're assholes. Well, Billy's still kind of an asshole, just not a racist asshole. But
not
he is still a dick.
Yeah,
So
I remember the first time I met Billy and he was like, you're all right. And then he was like, nope, fuck you. And then he ran off.
Yeah. Did that with every white dude that came to the apartment for a while. I don't know where we went wrong. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I think it was Sandy.
Sandy?
Yeah, Sandy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I
don't tell her I said that, though. So I don't think you should, because you're going to have to clean it up. See,
true.
This is one of those, sounds like a great idea, but it's not when you really think it through.
Or I do it. I don't say anything, and I just wait for Sandy to clean it.
I think she would know. Because a cat shit is, not that long.
Were's the thing.
Yours looks like a Toblerone.
I fill the bowl up one day. And so Billy's just walking around with this huge stomach. And then they were like, well, we messed around. We fed him too much the other day, and he just took a massive shit.
If you take a shit in the litter box.
I just want to see Billy's reaction, though. This isn't really safe. It was like, this is what I walk into to clean your stuff every day. You can walk into my shit now.
But
I mean, you want to piss on the floor? You can walk into my shit now. Just Hershey bar, middle of the cat box. I don't even try to cover it up for him. I'm just like, no, take that.
Can you? Okay, I want you to think about that one point for a minute. Your apartment is going to smell horrendous if it's not covered. You're taking a human-sized shit in an open litter box.
Hold on. Just one log. Just like
it
not even
matter.
one. A half a log right in there. And I just want to see Billy, like he walks in there, does he come running out, looking around, like super pissed? Because he's like, who's been shitting him? Does he have like a Rick from Rick and Morty reaction about somebody shitting in his toilet?
Yeah, well, I think you are having the Rick and Morty with the toilet, but it's reversed. He's not pissing in the toilet. He's pissing on the floor.
Yeah. I guess my thing is you're going to do that. If you want to pee where you're not supposed to, I'm going to shit where I'm not supposed to.
So is the plan chop off a log?
It's not necessarily a plan yet. It's more of an idea that's been kind of bouncing around. If he pisses me off again in the near future, then, I might start having to plan around.
How do you set this up to not piss off the wife, but at the same time piss off Billy? Do you take a log, put it in, and you have to stand now by the litter box until do you lure him with a treat?
No. Oh, no. So close the doors. You got to wait till you got one brewed up. It's not like I'm.
Oh, so you get him in the room?
No.
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 You just shit in his litter box.
He doesn't need to be there. Here's the thing. I do it. Drop it in there. Put it back on. Slide it back in the way. He's gonna go wander back in there at some point.
At some point.
Yep.
But the thing is that you're now lingering a smell. So
Okay.
so lure him in there.
Okay. So let's
Hey,
work.
Billy,
Thanks for the
come here
idea
with the
now,
little
Neal.
treat.
So, okay, not even a treat. I just grab him, scoop it up. He bothers me when I shit now already.
Okay.
So next time he comes in, he's bothering me while I take a shit. I was like, if you want to do this, pull the top off his box while he's sitting right there in the room.
Or I got it. Okay, I think I found a way for you to pull this off to where Sandy doesn't get pissed off. You get it ready, and then you don't show him. And you go, hey, Billy, come get this treat. And then you lure him into the litter box, and then instead of giving him the treat, you throw the shit in the box, and you're like, now
But
what?
see, here's the thing. This is going to require me like grabbing shit though. I'm not trying to grab shit. Like I can hover over a box. You got to remember, I was in Asia for a number of months, for like 7 months. So I can do squat toilets.
Banana leaf, man. Just get you a little.
Too much work.
Yeah. Well,
But
I don't
speaking
think
of
you
shit,
should.
yes.
Shit? Oh, yeah. Speaking of shit, you want to talk about this shitty ass fucking buildup of a fight that was all of Snoop and Pete Davidson talked more than the clip of the actual fight. They had to find filler.
Yeah.
Because the fight was so short. So, for those of you who don't know this, Ben Askren, is he technically, did he retire from MMA, or is he still?
Yeah, I want to say after that last fight of his, he retired.
So his last fight, he retired,
Mm-hmm.
got into it with Jake Paul. Everybody knows Jake Paul fought Nate Robinson.
Yep.
Beat him, has a 3-0 record now because he beat Ben Askren in 30 seconds. 35?
I think a minute 30.
Minute 30? Okay.
Minute 30.
It just seemed a lot quicker.
So what I don't understand, he was fat as shit when he came walking.
He did look fat as shit. And up in,
he looked like like not even like out of shape fat, like old man fat, like that guy. I'm in my 40s, dad fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be, when I was 25, I could bench press whatever, and he had
the
back glove
the
handles.
distended stomach and shit.
But
like,
he did down. But going all up into this, all the shit talking that they did, he didn't look like that. Now he had his shirt on. I get it, but facially he didn't look fat. He looked. Yeah. What did Pete Davidson say? He looked like a bag of milk.
Yeah, built like a bag of milk.
Built like a bag of milk.
Let me ask you this though. Which is more plausible? A, he just said, fuck it, I'm not gonna try for this fight. It's whatever, I'm getting paid, I don't care. Or in the building up to this fight, Jake Paul was just like, look, we build up, we make some cash, and we both walk away with the bag. You don't I need the loss because I gotta build up my shit to make some more money later. You want this payday. How about we make do you think he took a dive? You got to think.
I don't know if he took a dive so much as.
I mean, he clearly didn't train because he was fat as shit. He didn't run.
It sure didn't look like it for sure. Yeah.
I mean, he definitely didn't work. Like, you have a boxing match. You would think he would work on his boxing. It looked like he did no work to tighten up his boxing at all. Like, his boxing looked worse there than in any of his fights. Like, his hands are just so far out of way from his face. It looked like he had no clue
what stand-up was.
Well, Snoop said he had
like a 1940s,
Yeah, he's just like, let me just hold it. Like, I was like, how are you going to, what are you covering from? What's going on?
Yeah, so
he didn't throw, I'm trying to think, he barely threw any punches.
I saw that he
threw maybe 3 punches?
Boxing him in the ribs when they were in the clinch.
That was the only time he actually threw a punch. Is when he grabbed him. He came out, hands away from his face, just walking toward.
He did. He had that old.
I think he took a dive. I think he was like, I'm not even going to really throw any punches. You just swing a punch at me. Not like, even if it grazed me, I'll go down, act wobbly. We're out inside of 5 minutes.
Yeah, I could see it two ways. I could see that, like, did Logan set this shit up, right?
Would you be shocked if it came
No,
out
I'm not. I wouldn't be shocked. Or was it not a setup and Askren said, you know what?
Why try?
Let me try. I can't remember who started this shit, but Askren obviously, it kept going back and forth.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, I can get, a couple million for a minute and a half fight. Who wouldn't do that? I would do that.
Yeah.
I would
mean-
fight Jake Paul Jake Paul, right? I get them
Yeah.
they look so fucking the same.
They're
Jake
the
Paul, I
same.
would fight him right now for $2 million. No training? Absolutely.
Yeah. Why
I'd
not?
be like, hit me in the face, please. Actually, just kind of tap me and I'll fall down for you and add to your record.
Absolutely.
For $2 million?
I think it's worth it more for Jake to try to pay Askren to take a dive in this fight because it builds up so much for the next fight. Because
But-
he was saying after he beats Askren, he was trying to get Connor or somebody else or something like that, like another big MMA name for a boxing match. So let's say purse wise to disclose to the public, he pays Askren $2 million. He's like, hey, I'll slide you another $3 to take a dive because it'll set up another $70 million fight for Jake Paul in his next fight.
But okay. Two things I want to say about what you just said.
But he's not a professional, so why does he give a shit about the sport?
I thought he was. I thought this is technically a professional record that he has of 3-0.
It is. It is. He's feeding himself scrubs. I mean,
But that's the point. One, if McGregor takes this fight, the next one, and this same bullshit happens, well, now but did
McGregor's got too much ego to take a dive for the
but
fight.
did Askren have to? I don't think McGregor would ever fight him because Jake
He'd
Paul
have to
would
come
have
up to 190. Like Jake Paul.
No,
fought
Jake
this
Paul
at
would have
190.
Jake Paul would have to go down to
He'd have to go
170.
way down.
Like you think 170?
Yeah, because 170 was like a big step up for Conor to
McGregor,
fight.
but I don't care. If you put if McGregor did what he did to Mayweather to Jake Paul, McGregor's going to knock his ass out because
true.
first fight, because what is it, 8 round?
Yeah, it was an 8-round fight.
So
Like,
McGregor
technically-
can go ham for 5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even. I don't even think he would need 5. But if we both watched that and it looked like he took a dive, McGregor, I would lose all respect for the man that I had because he took a payday.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to. He's a badass fighter.
Yeah.
If he needs to step away from the UFC and go somewhere else and take maybe not so high caliber whatever, but to take a dive from what McGregor has done in the industry.
Here's like, McGregor doesn't need to. Like,
No, he doesn't need it.
Askren needed to because the guys in the UFC hated him. They hated the way
Did
he
they?
fought. Yes.
Okay.
Because he was dominating in was it Bellator?
Right.
Then as soon as he came to the UFC, like they couldn't wait to get him the fuck out of there because Dana White at one point said when Askren was in Bellator said he will never fight for the UFC. I think he said that.
Askren said he would never fight
No,
for the UFC, or
Dana
Dana White
White.
said he doesn't want him to fight in the UFC.
Yes, Dana White said he does not want Askren to the UFC like multiple times before he ever got there because he was like, I hate his style. His fights are boring. I would never want him in the UFC. He ends up in there anyway, and they couldn't wait to get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, I can't find the tweet. I saw something earlier, and I'm paraphrasing it here. But Askren said something about, well, I got $2 million, so something about training wrestling or something. I guess he's retiring, and he's going to take that money and opening up a wrestling school or something. I don't know.
It's not a bad deal.
It's not. No.
I mean, shit. I mean, that was. I guarantee you that $2 million you got for that fight was either the most or close or not too far off of the most he ever made from any of his UFC fights.
I bet.
Like, cause yeah, that's oh man.
Yeah, actually looking around kind of on Twitter right now, there are some people that are saying they feel like this was rigged. Ringside view.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean there's people throwing out there.
Yeah,
People are pissed. They paid $50 for the fight.
Oh shit! I knew better than to pay for that shit.
I don't know, man, but when I saw that video, I just couldn't believe how out of shape he was.
Oh yeah. And here's the crazy thing. Jake Paul throws a huge overhand right at him.
Yeah. So
And
what happened? It looked like to me he threw overhand right, and then Askren kind of put his guard up a little bit, but
Yeah.
then
he
barely
missed.
then he dropped. Did he drop it again? Like what happened? What did you see?
So he throws it. He barely misses. Askren kind of shrugs it off a little bit, and then he doesn't move. He stays in the exact
Same
spot.
spot. Yeah, yeah.
And Jake Paul, less than a second later, throws the same punch at him again, and then looks like it lands, and he goes right down. But he goes boom, he throws his shoulder up, kind of makes him slip, and then doesn't move and just lets him throw another one. Hands are still like so far away from his face, and just gets clipped and go down.
Yeah.
I was like, that's you. He would never do that in an MMA fight. Like, why is he doing that in this boxing match?
Yeah, I guess when I saw it, because I'm not big into boxing, but I mean, not since like we were kids. You know, it was Tyson, it was Holyfield. That's when I was like kind of interested in it. But as I got older, I kind of got into more mixed martial arts. You got into mixed martial arts, and I kind of got away from boxing. But he stood still like a statue, and everything I've ever seen, you get tapped like that, especially if somebody's throwing a power punch. You need to kind of start moving your feet so that he just doesn't try to tee up on you again. Yeah. So is that why people maybe they're thinking that it was rigged? Is because he Jake Paul didn't connect, and so he's like, oh shit, this is when it was supposed to be. You were supposed to go down here, and then he's like, well, fuck it, throw it again.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, because like he throws it, he kind of misses, and he just stands there, and he just comes at him again and throws the exact same punch again. And it's like, why did you just like? You've never seen Askren do that in any of his fights. A guy like throw up, like he's always moving, going back and forth, even with his hands up and all that. Like he just wrestle fucks the guys. He gets them to the ground and all that. But he's constantly moving. If he throws a big punch, you back up or you move or you change the angle or something like that. He never throws a big punch and then just stays right there.
Well, and I think that's the thing is, even in MMA, you're not gonna just stand there and get an overhand right to. But in boxing, I'm not used to seeing anybody standing still ever. You're supposed to be light on your feet. You're supposed to be bouncing around. These guys are. Jake Paul's walking around the ring.
No real head movement.
No.
Like he's throwing jabs from his hip, and I'm just like, I don't. Yeah, I did. I mean, I'll give it to him that he's got quick hands, but I just don't like. I just watching him. I was like, he doesn't look polished all. But then he hadn't been boxing for that long, so.
Man, I get it, but you know what? Fuck it. The Neal and Neal podcast. We're calling out Jake Paul right now. Okay, he wants another fight. You know who's going to take it? Not going to be me. You're going to take it.
I'll fight you.
Absolutely. You would probably. Okay, let me ask you. Would you, just for the publicity alone, take like what's the lowest you would take for the fight, just because it's such a high caliber fight? You're like, 20, 50, 100,000, like. Or would you say, no, it's got to be at least what Askren got?
Probably not, but it wouldn't be what Askren got, because Askren's got
the fame. Yeah, he's got the name.
I'll at least take 250. You pay me 250? Yeah, I'll get in there. Like, here's the thing. I know a few people. I'm calling Jeff. I'm calling Span. Like, I'm calling everybody over at Ford. Like, hey, I got something, and I'm going over at Fortis. Yeah, I'm calling everybody up over there and be like, hey, I got this coming up. Let's start working. Like Jeff of all people, I'm definitely hitting him up, because he's got some of the best stand up in the UFC. So like, Jeff, me and you, I need to travel with you.
So how? And you would probably take it on short notice too, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For $200,000. Yeah, I'll come root for you. I'll be your corner man. You know. But speaking of getting back into shape, as you've known, I've lost quite a bit of weight. I have the opposite problem of what most people have. They have a tendency to get fatter. I have a tendency, if I don't lift weights, to shrink.
Been living with this tapeworm for a long time.
Yeah, I know, man. I got to get rid of this tapeworm. But so Askren, he motivated me, to get back in because
you don't want to get the Askren bod?
Man, I don't. Well, I just thought,
skinny arms and giant stomach.
I'm kind of a miniature version of that right now. Really skinny arms and kind of a poochy, gut. But
you hadn't gotten to Askren yet.
Well, but he got big. Like he put on weight. Because what did he fight at?
like 170.
170, and so
Yeah.
and then he was at 190 for this, which he was. I don't know if he cut that like that. It looked to me like he was 210 and then cut to 190.
He was probably fatter.
Yeah.
Cut about 10 pounds just to make weight. And
So
then
at least
walk out there.
200, 210 maybe.
Oh,
But
he was probably
yeah.
200 walking into that
into that arena, you think? And it wasn't a good 200.
No,
Because you walk around about 205 ish.
somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It was like, well, I'm 205. He's like, yeah, okay, but you guys are built. What is it? This way,
Yeah, but I guess,
and you're built this way, like an upward triangle.
yeah.
So I just like, well, we weigh the
I
same.
I forgot if I told you about that.
Yeah. You went to that big and tall store, and the guy said,
Yes.
well, your problem is.
You're built like the wrong triangle.
Yeah.
We're built for
We're
guys
for-
that are like this, and you're more like that. I was like, well, okay. That's the best way. That's the best way to explain it.
It's like it's hard to find, and I remember because I was about your weight, not physique, but I was about your weight, and I just remember it's like I can't find stuff that fit my chest and shoulders, but also would be like a dress around my stomach because that's the only thing that would fit. You need more form fitted bottom type stuff.
Well, then, weird segue. But speaking of this, makes me think you should get swole. But so you have Captain America. So
Yeah,
if
my Captain America
if offered,
And the
would
Dallas
you take
Cowboys.
the Captain America serum and
100%? Are you fucking?
Hold on.
Did you see how good? I'm okay. Not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Chris Evans, when he came out of that chamber, was fucking gorgeous.
But see, hold on. Have you been watching the Falcon,
Winter Soldier.
Winter
I
Soldier?
haven't started it yet, but
Oh, well, see,
but when
hold
he
on.
got
Here's
out,
the-
of, the
wouldn't
part.
take that serum though.
Why?
Oh.
There's a no. Hold on. If you could guarantee me
There's no guarantee,
that I would
man.
be, well then I don't know what you're talking about. But
Okay,
if
so-
you're saying, would I take it to be Captain America and be Steve Rogers, and it would be because I think I know what you're saying. It wasn't something about the serum was not. It's not 100%. Like some people take it and it's.
So some people. Well, I'm not going to give away too much. But
No,
in
I'm gonna
Falcon
watch
and Winter
it, yeah.
Soldier, basically the serum it kind of makes some folks a little.
Crazy.
It makes makes them a little crazy.
That's fine.
So there's like a 20% chance you'll get huge, or actually no, they don't even get huge. They just get super strong. Body doesn't really change.
Oh, so yeah, and I think now that you're saying it, I think I do remember that Steve Rogers was an anomaly.
Yeah.
To it and was special. That it just so happened to work on him better than it did other test subjects or something like that. No, you would have to guarantee me I'm coming out of that chamber looking like Chris Evans did.
Really?
You know the scene where his love interest, what was her name? Agent Carter?
Oh, okay. I don't remember her name, but yes, I know.
I think it was Agent Carter. You know the scene where the actress actually reaches out and touches his pec when he gets out of that was actually not supposed to happen. I remember seeing that in the video, and that was a genuine like, holy fuck, I'm going to touch that, and she did. So yeah, if you can guarantee me that I'm going to look like that,
There's never
absolutely.
guarantees though.
Then, but I would be a little crazy, but I'd still be super strong.
You'd be super strong, but it drives them a little like violent crazy a little bit.
I mean, that would probably happen because I'm mostly Irish, German, Scandinavian descent.
Oh.
So you mix those all together, and it's like, well, we don't need to talk about the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
We know the Irish like to fight, and we know that the Vikings had a little bit of a temper too.
Well then, okay. Would you want to do it like Halloween? I'm Falcon. You're like a Captain America.
No, I want to be Falcon, and you be Winter Soldier.
I mean, could we do that?
No.
Because I found the perfect
No, we can't.
costume for us.
We can't do that.
I know. I found the perfect costume for us.
All right.
So. Would you wear this? I think this would look good on you.
Okay. So
have to wear these to the holiday meeting. It's settled.
Hey, Steven. On your left.
Did he say on your left?
Yeah.
Okay. But is he dressed like Falcon or Winter Soldier?
Actually,
Or
I
who
think
is
he's
he
supposed
dressed
to be,
like
he's
Captain
Captain
America? So they're
America.
both Captain. Okay.
They're both
I
Cap-
don't.
But
Okay.
I'll go with
So
Captain. You can be.
Wait,
you
wait,
can
wait,
be
wait,
this Captain
wait.
America.
Don't. I don't want to show this on our YouTube video because I am going to wear this. I will wear this.
Okay.
I will do this, but now we have to make it a surprise.
Okay.
So everybody that's listening, I'm sorry, but this is too good. We've got
You would wear this. Okay.
If you, I will get that. Now I don't plan. This guy is really skinny. I don't plan on being this skinny by the time Halloween rolls around, but I will definitely wear that.
You know, we're leaving this in because just so people can recall, just so we can have evidence out there.
Well,
Neal, you said it.
Well, oh no. Well,
Yeah.
What-
you said it. It's on the internet
I'll
now,
do it.
so you
I'll
have to do it.
But we won't show them. We'll reveal it.
So if
on
anybody's
October.
been keeping up with the show, they'll know. But
Yes.
if not, it'll come as a shock to
Well,
everybody.
we got a bit to go, but we got like 6 months.
Hey, I know.
But I
But
promise
people can go back and watch.
it'll be on the internet. It's forever.
There you go.
So I don't want to say what the guy is wearing, but it is a Captain America outfit, and you are going to be Falcon.
If not Falcon, we'll be two Captain Americas.
Okay.
I'll be what's his name? The Black Captain America, whatever his name.
I thought that was Falcon.
No. We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
With the,
Yeah.
you'll
Let
find out if
me
you watch.
watch.
the show.
Let me watch Winter Soldier and Falcon. I really liked. I still think the Winter Soldier, the second Captain America. I still think that was such a great out of what the three. I still think that second one was great. Like the choreography and the action sequences. I get it. It's not. It does. You can't do shit like that, but they made you believe the way that they would bounce the shield off, and then Bucky would grab the shield, and the way he used the hand and the knife. I mean, I thought the Winter Soldier was the best one out of the three, but I'm going to make not a documentary. What the hell do you call it? Like I'm gonna record. I'm not gonna. Okay, you look.
I'm confused.
I know that happens. I get on tangents in my brain.
No, it's
all right. I'm going to record my beginning to say 6 months phase of my progression into getting back into shape.
Let's watch Neal get swole.
Well, now I'm older, okay, but I do know what to do.
You're gonna be like that kid. You remember that video? I think I can't remember if I showed it or showed you or you.
Was
showed
it the
me,
1 year transformation?
where that kid goes from like being like 130 pounds to being like 180, and it's just back is like super wide, and he's got this long list of stacks that he did.
If that's the one, I think I saw it on. I don't know if Pump Chasers is around.
He took like over the course of a year like 30 grand worth of steroids and just got super huge.
Jeez. Well, so my problem was, I had multiple shoulder injuries. I just got done with sinus surgery.
You can breathe now.
I can breathe now.
Congratulations.
That does help. Walking up the steps doesn't make me tired anymore. I thought I was that out of shape. I really did. Because at my work, I have 2 to 3 stories. I'll walk up and I'd go, like I'd get up to the top and be like, I'm winded. And it was because I was getting so little airflow through my nose that I needed to essentially be a mouth breather.
So you should be in pretty good shape now. You've been operating so long with limited air. You should be able to.
I know. I should be able to, rip
You should be able to do a marathon.
Let's not.
Or a half. There's a half
no,
marathon coming up. You should be able to do that. You've been running. I mean, you've been going around life with one of those training masks. Those training masks on for years now. You should be in incredible shape.
You know what I seriously wonder is, I really wonder how. And now I don't know much, but my thing is that my doctor said your sinus is supposed to be about 6 millimeters in diameter on I guess each side. So I didn't think mine was that bad. I thought he was going to say like mine was 3, whatever. He said it was 1.2. So I went, oh, and he goes, yeah, that's why you can't breathe. And this is going to help. So they went in, popped the balloons, cut some stuff out. But in high school, I ran track and I ran short distance. I could never, it didn't matter like how much I trained with those long distance guys. I just was like, screw this shit. I'm doing this every day, but I still felt so winded, and I hated mouth breathing while running because you could it's just
throat gets dry. It feels super. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not efficient.
It's not efficient for sure. But I'm still not gonna start taking up running.
If yours was that, if it's supposed to be that wide, how wide was Michael Jackson's nasal passages? Were they like a half a millimeter? Because there's no way that tiny ass fucking nose he had could be getting any sort of air down.
Well, was the sinus open, but the hole was just small? Like,
but then how is he getting enough air in? Because just like
that's true. Yeah.
You go out and try to breathe through a straw all day.
I probably could.
It'd be pretty damn hard.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. Michael Jackson was definitely different.
Yes, he was.
And I didn't see Michael Jackson, lifting weights either. So he was a very small man.
A swole guy.
No, he wasn't. But that's my goal. Let's see. I think I weighed in at 162. So kind of thin for a 5'11", almost 6 foot person, especially when I was 205-ish.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but
I mean, think about everybody. Think about some of the other people that you actually, you know what?
Think about some of the people we grew up with.
Yeah.
I don't care about them. I care about me.
I mean, not that it wasn't that big.
No. I mean,
And here's the thing: you've actually, I guarantee you, if you look back at all those people you went to high school with, I guarantee you're smaller than 95% of them now.
yeah, but that was always my problem was being small. Like in high school, I
Would you
graduated.
rather be their size now?
I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe, but let me explain. When I graduated high school, I'm almost 6 feet tall. I wear a size 13 shoe. You wear a 13 as well.
Yes.
But the difference was I was also 125 pounds when I graduated high school. At almost 6 foot with 13 size feet or shoe.
Like a badly built Sean Bradley.
Yeah. I look like
Jesus.
Sean Bradley's illegitimate son with a woman that
just
was
gangly
4'2",
with just long
Yeah.
limbs for no
yeah,
reason.
because I've got decent size hands, not ginormous, but they're decent size. And you put that on a skinny person, and it was just like E.T. Arsenio Hall fingers.
Oh, looking like that kid from Gummo.
Gummo.
Oh, have you never seen Gummo?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
What is Gummo? Is that?
Oh
is it?
my God! Hold on.
Okay.
You're gonna love this.
What?
Fucking this kid. Oh, this kid was built so weird. Oh,
Where? What?
Have you never seen this
country?
movie?
No.
Dude, this is the craziest and weirdest fucking movie.
So it's a movie. I
Yes.
thought you were showing me a real kid, and I was like, Neal, I don't want to get.
Oh no, this is a
canceled
real
on
kid.
Wait, but
He was a real kid. This kid.
it's
was
based on a. Okay,
Oh.
tell me what the premise, because I don't know what. Is it based on a real kid?
No. It's not based on a real. Dude, the premise of this movie is fucking. It's basically a life in this fucking. Actually, you know what? Think of like the country part of Terrell, like the poor country part of Terrell.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Basically about like some like. Yeah, poor, like super poor rural white trash.
So for those of
somewhere in,
you,
like, West Virginia.
so for those of
somewhere,
you
some
who
shit.
don't know us, Neal and I both grew up in practically the start of East Texas. I would kind of say like we're getting ready to start it.
Okay.
So you grew up in Forney.
Yes.
which was a 3A school.
Yep.
At the time, I don't know what they are
Yeah,
now.
like
I think they're
180 something people in my graduating
Right,
class.
right.
Biggest in the school history at the
yeah.
time.
And I think I was the same. So I grew up in Terrell, Texas, which Jamie Foxx is from there.
10 minutes from Forney.
10 minutes from Forney. The state hospital's there. When one of the patients gets out, you hear a siren throughout the town. It's not a very rich town. I think 12,000 was the population, had 225, I think 250 in my graduating class. So when you're talking about the poor side of Terrell, it doesn't, like, the rich side is not that much to begin with. So,
Exactly. Oh, like, dude, it's this movie is, it's fucking bananas. Like, it's
when did
weird
it come out?
and depressing at the same time, and just like, what is going on?
Okay, so why do I want to watch that?
It's, if you want to watch a movie that'll fuck with you at the end after you're through watching it, watch Go. Like, no, me and
All
you,
right.
we're watching.
Okay, okay. If you
Jess-
watch it with me, we'll watch
Yes,
Gummo.
we're
Yeah.
watching. I'm gonna make you watch.
All right,
it's
fine.
Like some of the fucking weirdest shit.
But yeah, I think that was the thing is I had long, like I said, I wear a large to XL glove, and I wear 13. I wore a 12 size shoe when I was 12 years old, and was 5'4", maybe 5'4" ish. And my mom's going, "You need to grow into your feet." My feet were outgrowing my body pretty much.
God.
And then I hit those growth spurts in high school. I think by my freshman year, I was 5'10", I think. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to be 6'3". Nope. You're going to grow an inch and 3/4. We're not going to give you the 2 to get you at the 6 foot. So that every time you tell people you're 6 feet, they go, "No, you're not." And I'm like, I know, but I don't want to say.
I round up.
Yeah,
Shut
I don't
up.
want to say 5'11" and 3/4. And then depending on the Jordans I got on, I am 6 feet.
I mean, so, dude, that's exactly it. Like, I think I'm 5'11" and like,
No, you're taller than
no,
me.
5'11" and 3. Like, I'm literally like right there under 6 foot. So
Yeah.
I just say 6 foot.
But well, then maybe I'm 5'11" and a half. I don't,
Yeah,
because
If
you're just
half,
a little
then
bit.
I'm like 3/4. Like,
Yeah.
we're not that far apart.
Yeah, just weight wise and strength and athletic ability and everything. Anyway, so you were telling me that our pretty much president of Texas anyway, Matthew McConaughey, is going to run for governor.
Yes. So
Okay.
I am all about this, only because I know if Matthew McConaughey becomes governor,
I already know it. Let me guess. We're becoming a legal weed state.
Oh,
instantly.
absolutely.
Yeah. Is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
But you got to think about it. This is actually, he could run on that and probably win
dude, he gets so many people in
because
support.
you're surrounded by Mexico. Mexico went full legal, or they just said
Probably.
screw it, the whole country, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they
So-
so said fuck it.
From the south, you've got
Oklahoma's got medical.
no, we're surrounded. New Mexico,
Yeah.
Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Louisiana,
Oh shit.
and
I don't think
Arkansas?
I didn't think Arkansas did.
I'm not
or
good with
say-
maps. So hold on, let me see. Weed legal states.
I don't think Arkansas. I think it's literally us in Arkansas, maybe.
No, but somebody just went. Wait,
Oh, Arkansas.
yeah. So
No,
there.
hold on. Arkansas is.
Yeah, Arkansas is mixed. Medical, yes. Decriminalized, no. Okay, so it's medicinal, right?
Yeah. So
But that's what I'm saying. Every state around us is medicinal.
Oh my god.
And I don't know what this is. It's mixed. That's CBD. Okay,
Yeah.
CBD oil only.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, why not, man?
And geez, look at that. You've got Arizona, Nevada, California, Oregon, Washington, Montana, South Dakota, and Colorado to the west.
Technically,
of us.
not South Dakota. They passed it, but I think that's not fully yet because they haven't started.
It's
opening
got
up
an
stuff.
asterisk on it, so maybe that means that it's going.
Yeah, I think like the governor or something blocked it there, and so it's caught up in court. But technically,
Yeah.
they did pass a thing to legalize it there.
But then who just went It was New York and Virginia, right?
I thought New Jersey.
New Jersey, but New York did too, right?
I know they decriminalized a while back.
Right, right.
So-
They kind of put in a speedy process to get that done, but
Oh yeah,
man, Matthew McConaughey's like
absolutely.
I wish that was my dad. Like,
Everybody wishes.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I think Matthew McConaughey be a weird dad. Like he'd be that dad. You'd come home with your friends, and he's like getting out of the pool
Ooh.
naked with his hair slicked back. He's like, "Dad,
Ooh,
what
yeah.
the fuck?" Like,
thing I like.
he's like,
Yeah.
it's cool, man. Just go on back
But
to your
then
room. Have
what
some-"
if-
You're like, Dad, what the fuck?
What if he dropped the line on you about what if you were in high school and you came over with some girls and he pops
see,
that line and says,
no, because
"The thing I like about high school girls,
and just
I keep getting
instantly
older.
just
They stay the
dry
same
up
age."
The pussy of every chick, right? Because all they're gonna
But
see.
would it though? What if he steals your 18-year-old high school girlfriends?
That's another reason why I wouldn't
Yeah.
be bringing chicks home, because it's like I don't need you trying to come home trying to fuck my dad.
Yeah.
I don't need that kind of stress in my life.
I don't need the only reason that you're coming over is to meet my dad and potentially sleep with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah.
that. So it's just like no, McConaughey as a dad is just like Then by the time his kids are at that age, none of them are gonna think he's cool anyway. Think about this.
But he's still doing stuff.
Blue
though,
Ivy,
that-
is it Blue Ivy and whatever the name of Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids? They get embarrassed by them. They're like, ugh, get the fuck away from me.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if
Kids never think you're cool,
yeah,
even when you
but
are.
I just want him to adopt me now. Like, I want
Okay.
I want him to be my dad at 35. Like, I want him to be. I will. Yeah, you kidding me?
Is that even legal? Can you legally
I
adopt
don't-
somebody
I don't
after
think so.
after 18?
I
Can
wouldn't
you
think
adopt
so.
like a grown ass person?
I had two friends growing up. No, yeah, I had friends growing up. I can't remember which of the siblings, but same mom across the board. But I think one had a different dad, and then the stepfather of him, because he'd been there for most of his life.
Yeah.
When he was older, he adopted him, and I believe he changed his last name.
Like when he was old, like how old? Like 17 or like
No,
25?
I think we were in the teens,
Okay, see,
but
yeah,
I don't
that's-
think it was.
See, that's what.
Yeah.
Kid-
No, it wasn't like he was 25 and he's like, all right, you want to take my last name? I'd have been like, no. Now, Matthew McConaughey, I'll change my name to Neal McConaughey. I like the way that rolls off the tongue. Neal Matthew McConaughey. I'll change my middle name too.
There you go.
But so let me ask you, how do you think he would fare with the black community vote? Like,
I think. Oh yeah, black women love Matthew McConaughey. Black women want to fuck Matthew McConaughey.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Every woman wants to fuck Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
So
Yeah.
black women, I think they'll be fine. Plus, I think he'll be fine with legal weed, which will get so many people on his.
Do
his
you
side.
think it would be awesome if he just got in? The only thing he did was pass that. And he's like, I'm giving up my seat, and just said,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh yeah, he'd still go down as one of the best governors to so many people.
Oh, and
just
then you
getting that done.
You got to think about the new Austin crowd, too, that's there. I mean, Elon Musk's group's there, Joe Rogan's there, Tom Segura and Christina P. They're getting, they're getting ready to, right?
Yeah, I think they're having something built out there, maybe.
Right. And
Something
then,
like that.
and then is Bert Kreischer?
No, he's not going in.
He's not going either?
No, he's not pulling. I think he said something like he's not going to pull his kids out of school and do all that stuff.
That's right. But anyway, there's a lot of Hollywood now starting to move into Texas,
You gotta
mostly
adjust.
Austin.
Politics got to adjust for your voting base. But there's been people coming into Texas from California for years anyway.
That's true. We got Toyota came. They opened their headquarters. They moved it from California. That we saw a huge spike in the housing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, more. It was just
no housing, like more like housing prices, rents, all that.
Well, they
shot
were
way up.
selling their homes for $2-3 million, coming over here and going, wait, I can get
Triple the house.
triple the house for 700,000, or at the time it's probably 500,000, and then they go, screw it, I want it. I'll get it for 6.
Yeah.
And then the next guy said,
Oh.
well, I want this,
Oh.
and I want to get it for 7.
So, a friend of mine from Forney, he ends up buying a house in Forney only because Every house he tried to buy in Dallas, people were taking offers over asking. And he was like, these are houses that need like roof work or plumbing work or like that, or like the kitchen needs to be redone or that needs to be redone. This house costs 250 grand and it needs work on X, Y, and Z. And they're getting offers for 300. And he's like, I had to be 20 miles. I had to go back to 40 just to be able to find a house, and nobody's.
I mean,
paying
yeah,
crazy money for it.
you're talking about you could buy like, oh, I love this home. It needs a lot of remodeling, but guess what? I just sold my home for $3 million. So I can buy it for 300,000
Yep.
and put $100,000 to $200,000 in it, and I still have $2.5 million.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so frustrating. Just don't. Okay. People are like, stay out of Texas. Stay over there with your own problems. No, if you want to come over here, great. Just don't bring your shit with you. Leave that shit back in California.
People can't leave their shit with, man. People bring them and all their bullshit with them, man.
Well, I mean, fuck up Austin first, then. Please don't come to Dallas.
Dude, they're already in. They've been in that. Dude, I remember.
No, I mean, but yeah, I don't know, man. Austin's changed a lot.
That it had. The traffic hasn't gotten any fucking better. That's the one thing that's kind of irritated me about all these people moving to Austin. I'm just like, why? It's already terrible there. Like
Oh,
the traffic is already god awful. Like why would more people want to move there just to make it fucking
Well,
worse?
we don't have the best traffic here either. You get on 635 in the morning, either going or coming home from work, you're going to see a wreck. Traffic is just, it's not LA traffic. I get it, but I think Dallas has either the second or third worst in the country. I think. Let me see. Worst.
No, we can't be that high, can we?
Worst traffic in
In U.S.
in U.S. cities. Yeah, let's look up 10 cities with the worst.
There's no way Dallas is up there.
Okay, so Boston, Chicago, Philly. Oh damn!
Bam. See, we're not that bad.
Wow. That is maybe it was a long time ago, but
This is 2019.
this is a different one. Oh, Boulder. Let's see.
San Antonio's 30.
Dallas is 20. Okay. Geez, I was off a little bit.
But I mean, yeah,
Maybe it's not all, but if you got to get on 635.
Actually, you should have looked up Austin because I guarantee you Austin would have been on that too. Ugh.
Let's see.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to guess Austin's going to be around number 12.
12?
Yeah. 18.
18. So it's still, yeah.
See, here's the thing. I guess what makes Austin so bad is that it's not a huge city. And it's like
It's really
LA,
not.
But then if you get on 35 or like 180, it still takes you 2 hours to get like an hour and a half to get somewhere sometimes. It's just like, why? But
I mean, I lived in Austin for a little bit. I really liked it. It's been a long time since I've been there, but I mean, my home's here. Like I've traveled. I did it when I was a consultant. I'd move around. I just still love Dallas. Like I haven't been a lot of places where I said yes. Now there's some where I'm like, yeah, I could live here, or I'm like, I don't know. I want to go back home.
really.
So, dudes,
What about out of the country? Could you live out of the country?
if I had the money, it depends.
Dude, you'd be surprised how easy and how cheaply you could live out of the country.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing is,
If you work remote.
how comfortable am I? Oh, you're saying with my current job work or get a remote job where it's still in the it's technically a U.S. company, but I live in
dude.
where?
Okay, so let's see. I remember I was in Bali once.
Okay.
And we got into a conversation with this guy about how much like houses and stuff like that cost. And because one of our friends had flown out there to meet us out there. So we're talking she's over there asking this guy. She's like, all right, because she's got 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, I'd need at least like 3 bedrooms and I'd want to get like a pool or something like that.
Right.
And all that stuff. And he was like, yeah, you can get that out here. I think he was like anywhere from 30 to 50 grand depending on how big
For-
you want it. And she's
wait.
like, excuse me?
35 grand total to buy, and then that's it.
Either buy or have built. Probably 30 to buy, 50
To
to
have
built.
built 40 grand to have something like that built. Jeez, like equivalent to US dollars. I'm
Yeah. And she
Wow.
was like, excuse me? And he was like, yeah, somewhere around there. Like he was like a lot of, because stuff, dude, I don't know if you've ever been, but it's expensive to get there.
yeah.
But once you get there, shit is like super cheap. Like super cheap. Like, and the only places where shit isn't cheap is like where all of the tourists are.
Right.
But as soon as you get out of like the main tourist area, like it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
And like you could get insane stuff for super. You can still get the internet. You can still
Yeah.
get all this stuff. And we were just like,
I'll tell you what. I will look at for next week. I will look at countries that because I've never thought about it.
dude,
I mean, I was thinking like if I had the money, I wouldn't mind. I don't know if I could live in Norway. I wouldn't mind having a place in Norway or something just away. You know, that's mostly for the reason
Okay.
it should just get away. But then
you can be away anywhere. See,
with that scenery, like that
like you want
mountain,
the mountains
yeah,
and
just the
snow,
mountains
all that.
because it's hot as hell here, man. I want something different.
I get it.
But I could probably, I wouldn't mind living in Jamaica if I had the money.
I don't know if I would want to live in Jamaica.
You know what? I don't know if I would either. I've never been there, so I'm kind of just saying that.
So once
based
you
on,
kind of get out of the resort areas, it can get a little dicey in spots. Like you
kind of like Hawaii. There's those touristy
but you're
spots.
still Hawaii. You're still on American soil, so they won't immediately be like, let's fucking rob this dude.
Yeah,
Because there's spots in Jamaica.
Yeah.
As soon as they hear your voice, they're like, oh, this is an American. We're about to just
Have you seen and heard the white Jamaicans? Like,
It's bizarre to see.
It is very
but
bizarre.
They live there. They
Yeah.
born and raised there. So it's like, yeah.
they
of course
look
they're
like Jim from accounting, and he's 65 and getting ready to retire. I saw a video, and this dude started talking. I was like, he's making that shit up. And then the girl said, no, this is my dad. He grew up in Jamaica, and it's I think it's the weirdest accent I have heard on not the wrong body, but the body that you're not expecting. Kind of like when you hear an
like
Asian,
that super high pitched voice, and it's some really big dude.
well, no,
singing
no. It's
falsetto
like
or something
it's
kinda
like.
deal, or-
How do you feel about hearing black people with English accents?
It's
The
it
first
depends.
time you heard it, because now I'm used to Idris Elba and everybody else. But the
See,
first
here's
time I
the-
heard
it's only jarring if I've seen them before without it. It kind of
yeah,
because like Idris Elba, I knew him from The
The
Wire.
Wire.
And then all of a sudden you're
Stringer
hearing
Bell.
him-
You're just like he just. I was like, wait, is he doing the accent for this show, or was he doing an American accent for The Wire? And then
Yeah.
you found out it was for The Wire.
And you're like, because the first time I heard it, I was like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
Actually, one of the most jarring that ever got me, though, that really threw me off was this, I guess, Viet Cajun dude. Dude was Vietnamese, clearly Vietnamese, but he grew up out in rural Louisiana. And so,
Okay, you win.
Yeah.
That one. Okay. No, I was gonna say I heard an Australian accent on a girl who I think her parents were Chinese. So it was an Asian girl with an Australian accent. It looks
actually,
yeah.
met a girl like that on her way to Vietnam. She was Vietnamese, but grew up in Australia.
Oh wow.
But this guy.
So it was a Vietnamese guy who had like a thick.
Okay, so
Swamp
Sandy set
people?
me up It's because there was this place called Banana Leaf that she fucking loved. This Thai
Okay.
place, and
Here?
here in Dallas.
Yeah, I've heard. I was like, I think I've heard of Banana
yeah.
Leaf. Somebody told me about it. I haven't.
It's
been
good.
there.
She would order from there all the time, and he was one of their delivery drivers.
Oh
We had
gosh.
been dating for a few months. She ordered from there, and she goes, "Hey, why don't you go get the food?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "But you're already." She's like, "No, you go get the food." I open the door, and I see this guy, and they goes, "Oh, hey there, man. What's doing there? How's it going tonight?" And
Was he? And he's tiny, right?
this tiny
Tiny.
Vietnamese guy, and I'm just like, whoa, like, and like my eyes got big. I was like, and I just caught me off guard. I was like, what the hell? And it took me a second, and I was like, okay. I talked to the guy for a second. I was like, oh yeah, man, I get that all the time. This is my real voice. This is my accent. Grew up out in rural Louisiana, so I was like, you've got to be shitting.
So
Like,
kinda
and dude
sound-
had boots on and shit.
Did he
too.
sound like Theo Von a little bit?
No,
No?
like
It
I'm
was
talking
thicker?
like you know,
Like swamp
you were-
people.
Yeah. You said
Like-
swamp people. Like,
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Not too far. You know that guy who they have to do subtitles for all the
Yes.
time? That's like,
Okay, so
"Arr, now
so
we're slowing it." Like,
close to.
a more audible version of that.
Wow.
Like I could actually make out what he was saying, but
Yeah.
that was the type of voice this dude had. And
Now-
I was like, whoa.
The other one was the black guy in Alabama that was
Oh, he grew up right with the white all white school.
all white school.
If they take down this flag, they take down my history.
This flag ain't hurt nobody. My granddaddy fought for this flag. He also fought to keep
granddaddy
people that look just like you in chains.
No, his granddaddy was forced to fight for that flag.
No. Okay, his real granddaddy.
Yeah, his
but I'm
real
talking
granddaddy
about
was-
he. I'm talking about he
Oh,
was
yeah.
talking about his white.
My great granddaddy.
My great granddaddy's white. He fought for his flag. It doesn't hurt nobody. Okay.
Oh shit.
He what was Chappelle's character from?
Oh yeah. Something. Not being. Black white supremacist.
The black white supremacist.
Not Bixby.
It was Bigsby, wasn't it?
Was it Tyrone Bixby?
Tyrone Bigsby. Black white supremacist episode. Clayton Bigsby.
Clayton Bixby. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
But you know what makes the Alabama guy worse is he can see.
that is true.
He can tell, and he's not.
But you know what?
He's definitely not mixed. He didn't have white blood probably down his
So-
line because he was.
I've met those. I've met this. Here's what
You've
did
met
show-
him?
I know. I've met I've met a few guys just like this. So I
that
remember-
are like.
like
they're
that
dark.
guy, the
like,
accent, like dark accent. Oh, so when I was at SFA,
well, yeah.
actually no, yeah, they're. I'm not gonna be too specific, but there's a fraternity there. I think they had like there were a bunch of just country ass dudes, and there's a black guy in the fraternity. And at the end of the night, they would do this chant and dogpile and say all this stuff. And like
And
in the
did
chant,
it have the N word in it?
no, in the chant, it has like South shoulda won. And this black dude is getting drunk with all these other white dudes jumping in there, yelling, chanting this same shit. Half the guys there had like Confederate flags on shit and drove. I was like, and I just remember being there and seeing this dude. I was like, all right, bruh, okay. Do you, man? It's like, you a better guy than me because I
So,
couldn't be up here yelling all
Do
this
you
shit with
see? When you see something like that, do you just go, I can't waste. I like you just like you know that if you go over there and try to talk to him about why that's wrong, you're just like
I don't want to. I don't want to get into this argument
because you're at a party and you're trying to have fun.
We're both drunk already because I
Yeah.
remember wanting to do it, and I remember being like, and here's the crazy thing. I do remember seeing the stray white girl that would try to like bring it up with him or judge him or try to stuff like this, and I would just be sitting back and she'd be like, "This girl thinks she's like this is a
But
lost cause for
see,
you, girl."
I don't know how it was in Forney, but let me preface right now that I'm not saying that this is right.
I mean, I
but
knew dudes who had Confederate flag
no,
stickers and
I'm-
shit on there.
I'm talking about when we grew up in high school. Was it you had white girls who acted a different way
Oh.
that they felt that they were allowed to then say the N word.
Oh yeah,
You know
did
what I'm
run
saying?
across- Or like
Because-
she hangs out with all of you long enough, she starts to get a little bit too comfortable.
But when I was growing up with it, it was, well, you said it to me. That was kind of like I can say it to you. Not that is definitely
Yeah.
wrong, but that was how things were
Yeah,
20 years ago.
It depends on who you're with too, because like 'cause here's what I remember witnessing multiple times. Like, oh, it was cool with all these guys, Here's
But,
some new black
yeah.
guys, and
No,
like those
no,
new black
yeah,
guys are
no.
like, I don't know you.
No, 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 no,
And it was
no.
like, oh, my bad. And
No,
it's
no.
like it varies from say, or it's in a group. He's with the guys who are cool with it, and
Yeah.
then there's the one new
The
black
one,
dude
yes.
who tries to get pissed. They're like,
No.
nah, he's good, and he's like, nah, fuck all that. It was like,
right,
ah,
right.
shit.
And see, and that's how it, like, that's in Terrell and Forney. I saw that a lot. You saw white girls that were hanging out with mostly nothing but black girls, and it was dropping like Papa John's. And it was almost not accepted, but it was, well, she's in that group.
That's my girl.
That's
so
my
she
girl.
cool.
And if anybody else sees it, it's like, but if it was just, if it's Karen who, you know, has her cowboy boots on and her tied up flannel shirt, if she says it, then all hell's breaking loose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it was one of those like, you've met my family. My family knows you.
Yeah.
Like we're cool. Like you've spent the night at my house
Yeah.
and eating breakfast with us,
Yeah.
kind of deal. Like so, I know. Like we're cool. You're good.
Yeah. Now that's
But-
not how I think it's changed drastically today. We
Good God.
like looking back on it, it's like it
Different
was
times, man.
yeah, it was Jim Jeffries said that. He goes, "You can't get mad at me for something I said 4 years, whatever." I'm again paraphrasing. You can't get mad at me for something. He had it in his special. Don't get mad at me for something I said 4 years ago when it was acceptable, or at
Yeah.
least it wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
And then when it's not, you
Yeah.
want to go back to that tweet,
Oh,
and it's like, well, no, the R word used to be okay to say,
Absolutely.
and not okay, but it wasn't as
but
bad as it was now.
Not even. It was fun. Well, maybe not 4 years ago, but when we
It
were.
wasn't too long ago.
But I mean, shit. I'd say maybe at least 10 to 12 years ago wasn't that big of a deal. I would say about 12
No,
years ago.
it wasn't. But what I wanted to ask you about that was when I think you can still say this word, and if we need to go back and bleep it, I will.
Okay.
But don't make it sound like I'm saying. But you can't say midget anymore, right? They're
No.
little people.
But here's the thing, because
But
there's
what I'm
the comedian
you talking about
he has Crap Feast
Brian
podcast.
Williams?
Yeah, Brian Williams.
Yeah.
So Brad Williams.
Brad
so-
Williams.
Yeah, Brad Williams
Brian
says
Williams.
it. I don't know why I said Brian Williams.
Well,
but
he-
Brad
he
Williams-
said- he
said
does
he
say
says
it.
He's like, I don't care if you say it. I say it. It's what it is.
he does, but
But then
that-
I get it's one of those things.
it's
when you're
him
with him.
but it's him, right?
Yeah.
It's like it would be Chappelle saying, "I don't care who says the N word.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's
true.
one
That's-
man,
that's
you know." But when midget and the R word and whatever and the F, not the derogatory term
yeah.
for homosexual, yeah,
Yep.
those when they said, "Hey Neal, don't say that word anymore. It's a bad word." Did you have a hard time not saying that word anymore?
Of only a couple words, and only because I was so young.
Okay.
Like I remember back, like, because it used to be for so long, it was a thing to call like stupid stuff gay.
Gay, yes.
Like, that's gay.
To
That's
call
gay.
it that.
That's gay.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's gay. That's gay. Like that took me a while to get, because all through high school, that is just how I
Right,
said it.
and
that
younger-
took me a little bit.
But as an adult, when the R word,
yeah.
do you still like? Was it hard for you to not say the R word?
No, now I just go, that's dumb.
Right. So, Papa John, I mentioned him earlier. He had the whole, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago, I think, he said that he's trying to remove the N word from his vocabulary.
Yeah, he had been working for 20 months to try to
20
remove it.
months.
Yes.
20 months. I could see, but
Like, how often are you saying it that it takes 20 months to stop saying? Like, I get, like, if you said it, like, 40 times a day in high school, like I used to say, like, I used to call stuff gay.
Yeah.
Like, I could see how it could take a while to slowly work that out of your vocabulary.
that's probably what he was doing.
That's what I was saying. Are you saying N-word this many times, bro? Because how is it taking you almost 2 years?
But that's what
And then this motherfucker
everybody
tries to
must
say-
have been one.
Yeah.
To him, he must have been calling everybody.
But then he tries to say, "Oh, but I was set up." And
Okay.
then they released the
Okay.
actual. They released the audio.
And it was, I think, what did you say? It was an hour, but you clipped out to
Yes,
a
yeah,
specific
I found
part
exactly
that you wanted
where
to
it was.
play.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's one specific part where here it is. Oh, now it's not playing. Oh no. I'll have to.
Do you got to refresh the page, or was yours?
There we go.
Okay, go pause and go back a little bit. What did he say right there at the beginning about something about not using it?
There we go. Here it is.
So what did?
So
Whoa! Pause.
I
Pause.
never use that word.
So he just said the word because it was bleeped. Because if he would have said N-word, like actually said N-word,
Yeah, they
nobody's
would've
going to bleep that.
Yeah.
But if you say with a hard G-G-E-R-S, they're going to bleep it. And then you literally just said after that, I don't say that word. You just said it.
The word. I've never said it. But you just said I've never said that word. It's like wait, what?
You just said it. I feel like now. Let me ask you this question.
Oh my god!
In any sense of the way, if I was trying to, obviously, there's no time that it's ever right for white people, even when trying to explain something. I don't feel like to even say that. You need to say N-word. Is that?
See, I'm kind of here and there on it. It kind of depends. Like for me,
Now you're not
it
reading
depends
Tom
on,
Sawyer, but
yeah, like it kind of depends on the context and all that stuff. But like that, you could have gotten around saying it because here's the one thing. I won't say that there's never a time that you can't say it because there may become a time where it's like I got to use it here just to get across
to
the
how
point
powerful.
the point that I'm trying to make.
So it would be
But
like,
here,
yeah.
there was no point
There
he was
was no
trying to make
point.
in saying it. He
Colonel
just was just
Sanders.
saying
What did he say, Colonel?
Colonel Sanders calls blacks. And here's the. It took me a while until I had to listen to it several times because every time I kept hearing it, I heard Colonel Sanders talks like an N-word. I was like, whoa, what the shit?
Well, how would he know what Colonel Sanders would
I'm
talk
just
like?
like, this man's dead.
Oh.
What the?
So then, how did he know?
Actually, how does he know he even calls that? Because Colonel Sanders is dead. So how are you going to know Colonel Sanders calls black people that?
What was even the point of? Isn't there already a kind of a bit of a tension with the image that Colonel Sanders is anyway as a KFC mascot with black people? A little bit. I've heard it.
I've never had an issue, but I can't
But
argue against
you know
somebody
that-
having
right.
that problem.
You've-
Like he
you've
does
heard
look
the
like
stories.
that old, Louisiana.
Oh, he did the
like
Kentucky,
country,
yeah,
Kentucky, oh, yeah,
on a
Kentucky,
plantation.
yeah.
I mean,
So,
that's the look.
Drinking mint juleps after he's gotten through whipping somebody or something.
But and so that. But of any other company for him to pick,
go get me some cotton and a sweet tea type shit.
why? Yes, but why did you pick the company that already has some negative connotation to it towards the racial problem of it being like, okay, who can you didn't pick Taco Bell? Why didn't you pick somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, he could have talked. I mean, that Taco Bell people had problems with that dog. With the dog,
yeah.
The Yokiero Taco Bell, which is so crazy. People had problems with that for years, and they just kept going with it for like 4 years. And people were like, "This is racist as shit," and they kept rolling out with those commercials for years.
And I guess to some degree, I'm kind of like, but what's the difference when you see other dogs talking? But wait.
No, but they had the Chihuahua, Yo quiero Taco Bell.
But
it was like, what the shit?
But didn't George Lopez do a movie called Chihuahuas or something? Didn't it? Wasn't there a movie?
No, I think they asked him to do it, and he was like, no.
Are you...
Chihuahua George Lopez?
Movie...
I don't remember George.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua. That was it.
Well, no, George Lopez was in it, but I don't think he was the
But
Chihuahua.
I mean, no. Are you sure that?
Let me see.
So, who was the cast? Voices. Drew
Drew Barry-
Barrymore,
yeah, see,
Andy
Drew Barrymore
Garcia.
was
Yeah,
the
George
Chihuahua.
Lopez as Poppy.
Oh shit.
Paul Rodriguez was, well, an iguana.
All right then.
I don't know.
Shit, I forgot he did that.
But
I barely remembered the movie, but I did not realize.
I mean, okay, let me ask this question then.
But I think that had to have come out around the same time as this fucking
but
those
isn't,
commercials.
it was like 2008. So isn't Chihuahuas are, what is it called when they're inclusive?
Are creepy?
But aren't
Weird?
Where did
Assholes?
Where did they originate
Who
from?
the fuck knows where those? They originated from hell.
But if
Because
Chihuahuas
those are
did,
mean little bitey bastards.
yeah, they are.
And like the weirdest ones of all are those little teacup chihuahuas that are just constantly shaking,
They're
like they're having a
constantly
constant
shaking and they have to
like they're having
pee.
seizures
Yeah.
constantly. Oh my god! When I remember one of my cousin's friends, when I met her, she showed up and she had like that tiny fucking chihuahua. It looked like it was constantly cold
And
or
it would
like
just
whatever.
shiver all the time because it
Yes.
was scared.
And I think she said like she had to feed him like honey or some shit like that, because like he couldn't like some of the food like or get like could only feed him wet food because he couldn't get his fucking tiny ass mouth open wide enough to eat regular dog food. And I was like, why has this thing been bred to like?
I'll tell you why. It's because it's just a way to how do you say emasculate the dogs? Is you got to make them small and cute, and that's.
But I mean, just
But but what I was gonna ask is, if you if dogs could talk and say it was a Scottish Terrier, would you not expect a Scottish Terrier to have? Wouldn't you think it'd have a Scottish accent?
I would expect him to have the accent of wherever he's from.
Yeah, but so that's
So
where
if a
do
Scottish, I
Chihuahuas-
want to see a Scottish Terrier with a New York accent because he grew up in New
where
York.
you don't care that it's a Scottish Terrier.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is. It is named after the Mexican state of Chihuahua. So, but I don't know. I get what they're saying. I see it, but man,
All I know is
Could you
like,
imagine
they're,
if-
they're just as bad as pugs. Neither one of them deserve
pugs
to be
are.
around. They can't breathe. Their eyes look weird to
Yeah.
me. Like, here's the thing. I shouldn't say I hate pugs.
Pugs.
Pugs
I
are-
would.
pugs-
I like
pugs
pugs
are-
better than
I-
Chihuahuas.
There we go.
Yeah.
I will say I like pugs
Way better than
If you ever give me
Chihuahuas,
an
yeah.
option between pug and chihuahua, give me the
Yeah,
pug every time.
every
'Cause
day.
Here's the thing about pugs. As much as they look weird to me, they're not dicks.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas
Yeah, they're
weird
ugly.
and are assholes.
Pugs are ugly. They're cute puppies, and then they get older and they're just ugly. But okay, we got off on a tangent on that. But the point about the Papa John, was he trying to? Okay, the Colonel Sanders thing was off. We talked about the
Yeah,
Chihuahua.
let me
we talked
bring up
about-
this dead guy who used to call black people racial slurs for whatever
Yeah.
reason to prove my point.
But was he trying to make it out to sound like
So I think
I'm Papa John and I've made the biggest pizza company in the world and I don't
So,
understand the big deal?
yeah, what I clipped out ahead of time, he was like, I've made this money, I made this company all this money. We're the biggest brand in pizza brand in the country right now. It's like,
So-
why do we even have this issue? Let's get out there. Like, what I said is not that bad when you used to have this guy doing that. And it's just like, bro, you did it. Because he was already in trouble for using the N-word, I think,
Yeah.
in a meeting. And then in this call, he uses it again. And they're
Again.
like, bro, you got to go.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you weren't set up the second time. Like, this
mean-
doesn't make any sense.
I would have to use the word in almost every sentence to have a problem with needing 20 months to try to get it out of my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Have you had Papa John since?
I mean,
Because of the
he
Shaq
does make a
commercials,
good-
right?
He does.
Yeah.
He does make a good pizza.
He does make well. They make good pizza. He
I'm
was
saying,
just
that
yeah.
garlic sauce, bro. That garlic
I know,
butter, man.
Well, Shaq did a commercial, right? Didn't he do the big pepperoni one? So
I
it
don't
was
know
okay?
what he did, but all I know is like, it didn't turn me off to Papa John. Just
Yeah,
like people still eat Chick-fil-A for all the anti-gay comments that they made years ago. People still go eat Papa John's.
Or you mean Chick-fil-A?
That's I said Chick-fil-A.
You said Papa John's.
No, people are still going to eat Papa John's. People are still eating Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A, 'cause
even
yeah, yeah,
after
yeah.
they made all the anti-gay
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, so
Just
that's
like
why
that.
they're gonna keep. Yeah. So like that's not. But isn't what Papa John did worse?
Here's the thing, man.
Well, it's not that.
As long as it's good, people will always come back. Like, people are mad, but they'll still come back.
Ooh.
If you make just
Could you imagine
like
if this,
just like dancing and singing and all this stuff, like, and a lot, like, I think it doesn't. It still kind of applies to sports. As long as you're really, really good at what you do, people will let shit slide.
sports is kind of? I think that's It's changing more
I mean,
so.
the only reason it's changed is because the teams don't want the PR.
Well, and it's also
If-
that
if-
it's also
here's the
that
thing.
you can. It's everybody's available at all the time, from Twitter to Facebook to Instagram to whatever, live, TikTok, this, that, and the other. I could pull out my phone and put you on live and have it broadcast to the world. That's
But see,
different.
But teams would still keep these guys, and they wouldn't
Yeah.
suspend them
Yeah.
if they didn't have the public relations pushback. Just like the
Well, it's-
the kicker who was beating his wife that the team knew about
Oh yeah.
and didn't do anything until it came out. I think what is it? Was it the Giants? Where the
think it
Giants
was the
kicker was
Giants.
beating
Yeah, it
his
was the
wife.
Giants
The
kicker.
team found out, didn't do anything to him, and it wasn't until it was made public did they
That-
finally
right.
because he was still kicking field goals.
Well,
they don't give a shit until you start
yeah.
messing with the money.
And then look
And
at
as long as you're good and making money, or it's like, so sports wise, as long as you're good, they don't care. But people as
Mm-hmm.
a whole, people still were buying Chris Brown albums a year after
I
the whole
didn't.
Rihanna
I
incident.
didn't. I was done after that. I was done. Everybody's like, yeah, but he's so good. I was like, I don't care.
But he could dance and he could sing, so people will eventually.
I don't care.
Here's the thing: as long as you are really, really good, you can do some foul shit, and over time, people will eventually forget about it. As long as you keep doing really good shit.
Well, look at
Because people knew when R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was 17, people knew then he was a foul motherfucker.
yeah.
But what did he do? He kept putting out hit album after hit album, and people stopped giving a shit. And it's only until now, when he hadn't put out an album in years,
That-
that people are like, all
yeah.
right, you're an asshole.
Yep.
Fuck that. Lock him up. It was only after he stopped putting out great shit. As long as you're putting out
Yeah.
great shit, people will let you slide
Well,
for a long time.
Look at Deshaun Watson right now.
Yeah.
The Texans have never had a quarterback of his caliber.
Yeah.
Nike cut ties with him. I know a couple of other did too. But then I think the Texans released something along the lines of saying that, well, we're going to.
They don't want to lose all that money.
No.
Well,
Well,
we invested all this in him.
I think I would think there's got to be some kind of clause in the contract that lets them get out of.
It's hard, but see, I'm trying to throw morality clauses into NFL
I thought
contracts and
I
shit.
think that should be in every contract. That's just a given.
But
that
then-
there's a morality clause that says if you get caught or even accused or anything like this,
then,
we
but
have
then,
a. Yeah.
but then you'll just have lawyers. Like no
Yeah, you
decent agent's gonna let that in because the first time an allegation pops up doesn't have to be true.
That's
Now he's out of
true.
money.
Yeah, that's true.
And
You're
then
right.
you're gonna have lawyers trying to litigate whether
Yeah.
or not he broke it for years. So it's
That's true. I think and I think companies can do that. Should do that too. I do believe that
here's
innocent till proven guilty.
Here's
but,
what I do
yeah,
think. I think people should start doing this with their sponsors.
Yeah.
Is doing a wait and see kind of clause, because if there's any sort of public
Right.
outrage
Yeah.
that pops
Yeah.
up, but force your sponsors need to wait a month
Yeah.
before they cut ties with it, because as soon as something comes out within days or a week after it comes out, they cut ties. All of a sudden you're doing, and then a month later,
And then they're
nobody
good.
gives a
Right,
shit.
right.
And now, but you're out all these sponsorships and stuff. I think people need to start
think-
putting clauses into their contracts with sponsors that
Or suspend it. Like say, listen, you're cut off for the time being. You're suspended until there's a verdict. And then
but then they'll just kind of suspend it. But then there's years and years and stuff waiting. But then I think
this stuff's going to be
they
turned
need
around
to be
pretty
forced
quick.
to wait a month or two. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
there's a big public outcry. All right, before you cut me off, you need to wait a month or two, get all the details, or
Right.
see if people stop caring after a while, and then it doesn't matter.
How long did Nike wait? Maybe 2 weeks?
Maybe at
Maybe.
best.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. So
All right, did
you've
Papa
got
John's just get here?
Huh?
Papa John's just get here?
Nah, man. I ordered some KFC.
Nah.
So, dude, I just thought, could you imagine if this happened to Popeyes?
Oh God. Oh God. Ooh, I see. I don't know. But see,
Because KFC, you could kind
I'm
of
trying
go.
to think if there are any other viable options from going from Popeyes to something.
But that's what I'm
Because
saying.
I'll
So
pick Popeyes over KFC all day.
Right, then that's what I'm saying. If it happened to KFC, you could be like, I could see that. I mean, Colonel
Popeyes
Sanders.
cool.
But if that happened to Popeyes,
But where else everybody going?
that's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody. I would be disgusted by it, but I'm still going to Popeyes.
Yeah, 2-piece Tuesday, man.
That's actually, yeah. Well, I'm gonna save that story for another time.
Yeah.
But before we go, we wanted to talk about, you have a bracket that we're going to be doing.
So, in the future, for everybody, we are going to be running down, and basically we're going to be trying out some of the best fried chicken places around Dallas.
Not my idea,
Okay, true. This was my
but
idea.
I agreed with it.
Yes. So we've got a list of about 10 to 12 places right now. We'll narrow it down to 8.
And then give our honorable mentions.
Yep.
After
And then
that,
over the course of the next several weeks, we will be trying out 8 of some of the best fried chicken places around the Dallas area. It should be pretty interesting. So
it's going to be
be on the lookout for
interesting,
that.
and that'll be great because I'll be working out. My appetite will get back up, and I can eat
yes.
more. So, because we want to try, we're not just going to try the fried chicken. We're going to try
Gotta
their
get a couple sides, yeah.
maybe something else that they're known for. One of them, and I'm not going to say the name, but one of them on that list, I wish they still had their catfish.
Oh,
You know exactly which one I'm talking about.
it was so fucking good.
So next week we'll release the brackets,
Absolutely.
and we'll probably try to do. Well, we'll talk about it and
Yeah.
we'll see. So,
We'll put it out whenever
all right.
we get to it.
So, I guess let's
all
wrap
I
it up.
got.
I am hungry,
Yes.
but I'm not gonna eat Papa John's.
All right.
So, all right, man. Well,
Blue suit with a blowout. If you got a body, then you better not go out. All about the money, so I'm putting on a show now. Face cowboy, about to turn into a hoe down.